What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, people? How y'all doing?
What's up?
What up, though? We have, Ashton's away again at this point, but I'm still out here to play. So when we go ahead and take over this here, I want to welcome you all to the Perfectly Abnormal podcast because we celebrate everything that is not normal and it's abnormal because normal is so, as Ashton would say, boring as fuck. Today we have a special guest here. One of a good girlfriends of mine here. Another fashionista. We have Ron Collins. Hey, Ron, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm here. Thank you so much for having me.
So excited to have you here. I know that Ashton adores you as well, and she's like, oh, I know Ron. I remember when I met him. It was so funny.
Definitely one of my faves. I miss you, Ashton. Next time, I hope you're here with us.
Ashton's bringing home the bacon, so we're gonna let her go out there and just feast. Yes. That's what my sister is doing. So Ron, just for the people that don't know who you are, tell us a little bit about yourself. What's going on in your world?
Sure. So, as he stated, my name is Ron Collins. I am the owner of Velv Door. We are a vintage resale company. We also style anything from a day out to the grocery store, to a ball gown, to a red carpet event. We provide many services, all pertaining to all things fashion and style. Support men and women, all sizes, shapes, and sizes.
All inclusive.
Yes, definitely specializing for my plus size ladies. That is really my passion, making sure that, they feel beautiful, comfortable in their style, their skin. That's really the bread and butter of our business. So definitely all things fashion over here.
Yes, I love a good fashion moment. This is what we do.
We love it.
It's creatives unite at this point.
Absolutely.
Now, so I love it. I want to break you in a little bit. So we're gonna do a little rapid fire questions here. The first thing that comes to mind here. So it's just an either or. So it's an and or. So for you, day or night?
Night.
Okay. Patterns or solids?
Patterns.
Okay. Ready to wear custom?
Ready to wear.
Ooh, that was okay. I was expecting you to go the other route. Cocky or confidence?
Confidence.
Okay. Ooh, verbal or aggression?
Aggression.
Ooh. Right. Okay. Foreplay or cuddling?
Foreplay.
Oh, okay. I'd like to get a little more before you get into that. I get you. Okay. Music or TV?
TV.
Okay. Men or women?
Men.
Okay. And I didn't even tell you which avenue I was going with that.
Listen, and I was like,
I'm like, is he gonna fall into the trap?
Directions. But if we elaborate on it for a moment, and if it's like a fashion moment, I appreciate styling men because then you get to explore a little more creativity. Women are always about like, let's do it. Men are like, you kind of got to ease them into certain pieces and certain.
So you enjoy styling men more than women, you're saying?
I don't necessarily enjoy it more, but at the end of it, it's more rewarding because it's that process, that conversation, that interaction, that developing the relationship that takes a little bit more, energy. So the beginning part can be a little more stressful, but the ending part, once you see the result and they're happy and they're like, oh, like I never thought I could look like this. That's when it's, a little bit more rewarding for me.
I definitely agree with that. For me, I'm on the women's side more. I think that it's just more that I'm able to play with. Like there's more silhouettes, there's more like items that I'm able to, mix and match. And you can do a skirt, you can do shorts, you can do and with guys, it's just very cut and dry for me. That's why I say it's very boring. But not that I don't like styling men. And just like you said, it's the reward at the end because a lot of men that I style, they are heterosexual men. So they don't like the different prints and patterns. They think it's too busy, it's too much. You have to calm it down for them and just, make them feel like they're comfortable. So, if you have more tips for me in regards to doing that, like I would love to hear them. But for me, I think women is my avenue. That's my lane. That's my judge.
Right. And I totally agree with all that thought process. Women, they're more open, they're receptive to trying things. But you push the envelope a little bit with some of these guys out here who see it and appreciate it and they want to try it, but they just need that extra like push.
They do.
That's a big part of my like style aesthetic. Like I try to mix and match the men, the masculine, the feminine with my own personal style to show you like you can kind of push the envelope and still look very masculine,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So that's one of my goals as far as, styling myself. It's like,
and I'm glad you
show both sides.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because that is one of the things that I like describe my style as being very androgynous because I like to play on the women's silhouettes and stuff like that. And I'll try to make it my own, just like how you said you would. Can you describe your aesthetic in one word?
My aesthetic in one word would be open.
What was that? Oh,
open. It's
open.
Just I'm open to, looks, colors, shapes, sizes. I'm open to it. There's not many things that I won't try.
Okay.
Now there are things that I won't actually do because just the execution is just not set up for my body type.
And that's very important.
It's not set up for that. So, I've tried on a dress, I've tried on a skirt. I might even play and get a stacked heel. If it fits my foot, maybe I might wear it. I don't know. But I'm just open to it. I'm open to the possibilities.
That's always amazing, especially if you're open to it yourself, you're able to open other people up. So I definitely commend you on that. I myself am open with that as well too. I may not go as far as you will with a dress. The only thing that I've gotten close to that, it was a little t-shirt dress. I had like a little biker shorts underneath and I threw a blazer on top of it, and that was my kind of thing that I did. Right. But I'm not about to have a full gown or nothing like that. That's just anything for me.
To put it in perspective too, our body sizes and at the end of the day, complete opposites when it comes to our shape. So certain things that, you might put on a dress, but then it might look ultra feminine or ultra one way, and that's not your aesthetic. You have to, add that blazer to butch it up a little bit. Whereas I'm a big ass man wearing a dress, they might not say like, oh, he looks feminine, but maybe he does, but then I don't know, but I kind of like it. So, it really just depends on the body type for real.
No, I totally agree with that. How do you feel about with Billy Porter? With him doing that androgyny thing and him wearing dresses and heels and stuff like that, do you feel like he is doing a good thing in fashion, or do you feel like he's doing a disservice as far as like how people are judging him? Because a lot of times it's a hit or miss with him, and it
can be a big miss sometimes.
Okay, it'd be a big miss sometimes. Billy, we love you, honey, but I'm just saying sometimes it's a miss, and I don't know what it is. I think it's just maybe you just more to experiment a little bit more, but I don't know what it is. But do you feel like sometimes he is doing a disservice? But
I would not say a disservice because I just appreciate his the balls just to wear some of the stuff, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, whether it's good or bad, we're talking about them, and I feel like for a lot of celebrities, that's the end goal. But sometimes it's a no. It's a hard no. It's a hard no.
I think it was what he wore to the Grammys, and it was like the blue eyeshadow and stuff that he had wore. I think that
his hair was braided, and it was
a complete miss that night. I will say for the Oscars, he did do pretty well. I think I enjoyed his look at the Oscars, but for the Grammys, I'm just like, what?
Would you, if you had the opportunity to style him, what would be your ideal, like, and I envision this could be his like aesthetic, or like what would you create for him?
I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change his aesthetic of how it is. I think I would clean it up a little bit more. I would make it a little bit more modern. I know that he's a particular age, not saying he's real old. Let me just make that clear. He's a particular age, but I feel like he can still, pull the particular cards that can make him look still modern and still kind of fresh. I think some of the looks that he has kind of dates him, especially with this last little look, and he had the blue eyeshadow and everything. I think he was trying to do something different, but then it like really dated him. It took him way back to the 80s. You know how in the 80s they had the blue eyeshadow and the blue mascara and shit.
Too much.
That's what it took me back to. It was almost like an old drag night that he had. But I just wanted to just monitor, you know, just do little tweaks and twerks.
Little tweaks. You know what I think it is too? His theater background. So it comes across very costumey in a way. Which
that's
I get.
That's exactly what I was looking for. Very costume. I want to put him into like fashion. Like let's get you in there. Like let's take some stuff off the runway and throw it on you. Type of thing. Not to say that he doesn't wear this runway stuff, because I'm sure he does. Right. I'm sure he has the catalog and the things he's able to wear. He's Billy Porter. Come on. But I just want to, you know, spruce it up a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. Like, and it's funny going back to the rapid fire question when you said ready to wear a custom. I see that kind of shocked you a little bit. I love, and this may be my love for vintage and my love for thrifting. I love finding a piece and then maybe customizing the piece. Creating custom is beautiful. It's amazing. You know, as often as I can have something custom, I'm gonna have it done. But I also think on a very like functional fashion versus just like when I think custom, I think photo shoot or photography versus ready to wear. I'm like, I want this to be the best fit cut suit, but I want to be able to walk into Harris Teeter, grab my lunch and hit it out, you know, get in my car, drive, get on the metro, you know, do what I need to do. So that's, I think, one thing that, you know, when it comes to custom and ready to wear, it's like, I'm going to go with the ready to wear just for the functionality of it.
No, I totally agree with you with that. For me, I feel like with custom, it's more so for like special events, like you were saying, photo shoots, special events, things like that. That is definitely something we want to get into, is actually custom, because at that point we're fitting your entire frame from all of its particular measurements. And it's not anything that you have to alter or take in, anything like that, because it's for you. It's really built for you. And then with the ready to wear stuff, it's normally just like a cut size, you know, a standard. Oh, this is a size 12. We're gonna go ahead and cut this out like this. This is a size 10. I will say that there are more options with ready to wear, but with custom, you're able to make it your own. So you're able to, you know, I want the sleeve a little bit shorter, or I want it to be off the shoulder, or a thing like that. So you're basically putting the creative seed in how you want your garment to actually fit you and to actually form. I was going to ask you, when you got into that and talking about your vintage thing, what brought you to doing vintage clothing versus doing just off the rack type of thing in a store?
So when I graduated college, my degree actually is in hotel management. So that was my first job, like straight out of college. Moved to Atlanta from Baltimore, and I had to wear a suit every day. And, you know, fresh out of college, you know, first job income, I'm like, I can't really go buy all of these suits, right? So I'm like, okay. I didn't want to go. It's expensive, especially when you want to look a certain way. It's like,
like women, I don't know. I don't think y'all understand. Like, suits are expensive. Y'all think that y'all one piece of garment, like a dress, is expensive. A whole suit is expensive. Like, you had to buy the
get it tailored to you.
It's just a lot. It's
crazy.
Lot. Go ahead. I'm sorry. To cut you
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. It was like, I felt that too, because I'm like, ooh, every time I swipe my card, one of my best friends, he's in a wedding, went to Suit Supply and spent $900 on the suit. So it's and I'm like,
that's at the low end too.
Wedding. It's not your wedding, but it's okay. So yeah, I lived in Atlanta. I went into a Goodwill, and I mean, there was a racks of suits. So I just started like looking through the suits. Some fit perfectly, some I had to get tailored. But just that cost of tailoring, when I paid, you know, $15, $20 for a suit, I could handle that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So fast forward, I'm going in the denim section. I'm looking at shirts. I'm looking at, you know, shopping for my sister, shopping for my mom. Like, oh, it's a dress. This is really cute. Let me, you know, grab this. So I just really started to appreciate like the quality, the fabrics, the style, the detail. So I really just started from there, like started shopping for work, and then it just kind of transitioned into other pieces and building a wardrobe, out of the thrift store, sustainably shopping.
Said that. I will take my hat off to you and the other thrifters. I can't do it. I think it's a little too much for me. Like I get overwhelmed. I'm already a person that loves options, and I get overwhelmed in a regular department store. Or if I'm looking online or something like that, I'm looking for new stuff and stuff. It just overwhelms me. And I think with that, it's almost like there's hidden gems, which that's the part that I do love, is the hidden gems. But it's just so hard to search for those things. And I really commend all of you all who are in that vintage wear, and just you get that, and you're able to pick out those things and then sell them to people like me, who's like, I don't know, right? Even with me being a stylist myself, I'm just like, I ain't about to go in there and be rumbling through stuff. I want to see clear as day when I walk in. Oh, that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. Not me having to search through everything and do it. But what particular thing makes the vintage things? How do you make them so modern? What is something that you do to make your stuff modern?
Absolutely. That's a great question. And I always say, like, I'm never going to be in 100% vintage or 100% thrifted. And it really boils down to my body type. I am a bigger guy. And, to your point of searching through endless racks, I have a lot of patience, but to do that, I don't have a lot of patience. So I'm like, okay, I love Zara. I love fashion. So I love designer pieces. I love incorporating different pieces. So it's just become a part of like my everyday. Like I'm gonna wear a slim fit jean. I like a straight leg jean. And those are not just always available. So I have to mix my pattern button downs that I thrifted from the 80s. I love the 70s too, but my size, again, I don't always find those dope 70s pieces. I will pay for them when I find them. Sometimes I shop at a boutique or something like that. But I have to mix the modern, I have to mix the old with the new. And I think it just brings it to life. Sometimes when you see somebody in all vintage, it's like that can be a little dated. You know what I mean? It's like the hem on that skirt, maybe you should cut the hem or put a split in it or something like that. So I'm always suggesting, even when I style people, you're going to have a mix on. When I resell, I'm going to give you style tips on how to make this more modern, because that's what I like to see.
I'm glad you mentioned that as well, in regards to like people just wearing all the same aesthetic. I feel like that with people wearing designer. They feel as though, like, if I'm wearing all designer, I'm stylish. No, sweetie, let me tell you something. All that designer you got on is not even that.
I wanted that when you say you don't go into the thrift store, now as a stylist, when your budget, obviously there's a budget when you're styling certain events. How do you work around like your budget versus what the client wants? Like, how do you manage that?
So, of course, up front, I do ask what the budget is.
Right.
That's all. You got to know what the coin.
Oh, yeah.
What we working with? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Because I need to be paid too. That's included.
That's the part. Okay. Because this is separate. My pay is separate from what you're talking about. What you want to get for you.
Exactly.
So we need to work with what coin you working with. For that is where I actually grasp or go to whatever store that I'm feel like within their budget. Because of course, there are different stores that cater to a certain audience as far as for a certain budget. So if there's a person that's on a limited budget, or more of a I want to get something on the low end, I'm gonna go to Zara or H&M or something like that. I'm gonna look at these other sites and things like that. But if people that want to do high end, all right, let's go ahead. Let's do Saks. Let's do this. Let's look at these other places. Let's actually look at some things, like we can get some couture situations or something like that. Let's go to these fashion rooms. Like, if you want to do that. For me, with budgets, it's very, very shaky, because sometimes they'd be like, "Oh, my budget is this," and then you present them with the deal, and they're like, "Maybe my budget is." Oh, okay. Let's be clear.
Okay.
I'm sure you probably had that a couple of times.
It's funny too, because what I get a lot of, because I do thrift or purchase secondhand, people automatically assume
that it's cheap.
Cheaper.
Oh yeah, that's not it. That's not
And
it.
you know, I get the thought process of, yes, maybe I paid a little less because I thrifted it, but I was in that thrift store for 2 hours.
Yeah, compensate for my time.
Exactly. I've been to five thrift stores this week and I found these 3 pieces. So, you know, there's definitely, and you know, more that goes into our pricing and our budgets because there's different factors. Gas prices are what they are. We're gonna pay the gas prices. We're gonna drive. That went up, so maybe my fee has to change because of that. You know, so keep that in mind too.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And a lot of people don't understand that when they are mentoring of trying to get a stylist and stuff like that, they don't understand that we have to be compensated for our time. Like it's just not us just going online and picking out stuff because we're just fun. Like yes, it's fun for us because we enjoy doing it, but you want to get paid for doing that because I mean, I'm sure if whatever your profession is, you wouldn't want to do it for free, right?
Right.
So that's just a big thing, and I hope that other creatives are they're able to unite and understand that because a lot of creatives are not able to being paid the way that they should.
Right.
I do want to get into some of a little bit of our hot topics. We're gonna get back to some more fashion stuff, but I want to get some of our hot topics here. Now, I don't know if you've been living under a rock or anything, if you've heard, but Kirk Franklin's son, Kerrion, he actually
hold on 1 second. Let me just
yeah. So we've talked about him on this show before. How he was on the Bad Boys Club or whatever the hell that shit is called. I paid for listen, Zeus, I want my money back. I want a full refund.
Send me that login.
Listen,
because I ain't pay for it.
I'm about to cancel it.
I ain't pay for it.
I am about to listen. I will send it to you for sure because I'm about to cancel that shit because I'm like, I want my money. I was literally like maybe 10 minutes into it. I was like, you in the hood now, baby. That's what I felt like. Literally, it was just like, you are in the fucking hood. And let me be clear, because I'm a hood bitch. By nature. That's just me. Detroit all day. Like I'm gonna give you a little hood, but that was just too much for me. Like I'm kind of refined when I come to the hood.
Right. You live in DC now, so you had to, you know.
Well, actually, I've actually moved. But I was in DC. But I actually moved. I'm here in Atlanta now. But yeah, it's a shock for you, right? We didn't talk about that we didn't talk about that.
I just saw you a month ago. It just was in the same. Okay.
It was very quick, very subtle.
Congratulations.
Tip out in the middle of the night type of stuff.
Hello. Hey, do what you do. Look, I'll ask no questions.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You know, I'm trying to get to elevate, trying to elevate here.
Yes, baby. It's the time for it.
Well, to get back to it, yes, it was literally hood as fuck. He was on the show, but what they're saying now is that he was actually arrested. He was driving a car rumored to be owner of a dead woman, and he's been caught up in a scandal at this point. Now he is arrested and doesn't have option for bail.
Yeah,
none. No. What do you think Kirk is actually saying at this point now? I mean, this has been a whirlwind for him. Him being on the actual show that was kind of like, I want to say 80% gay. He's still claiming that he's straight and stuff like that. But they were still questioning him on the show. But how do you feel like Kirk is really at this point now with him being, in the gospel realm and
honestly, after that big situation came out when we heard the voice recording and him basically going in on his son, he went in. I definitely feel as though, which is unfortunate, Kirk feels like this is not his problem.
But it is.
And I also feel like Kirk is going to use this to his advantage to say like, hey, now y'all see why I went off on him because he is not.
Ooh, I didn't think about it that way.
Yeah, he is not who y'all think he is or who he's making himself out to be. And this is why. Now he has the show. He has the craziness that happened on the show. And now he has this, which is like a Lifetime movie at the end of the day.
But this is very like deep though. Like as much as we're playing around with it, but this is actually deep. Like you are associated with the death of another allegedly.
Allegedly,
associated with the death of another woman who's been missing or what have you, and you were driving her car. Like, did you have anything to do with that? Was it somebody you knew, or what is going on here?
And it's like, wait, why did you need a car? Who gave you this car? Where did you get the car from? Like,
okay. I have so many questions.
There's so many, you know, when you think about it, it's like, yeah, cars are not just something that everyone has, of course, but someone had to give you this car. This wasn't, unless you maybe purchased it from somebody, maybe you found it on Facebook Marketplace. I don't know.
How'd you find it on Facebook?
Listen, I don't know. You can buy a lot of stuff on there.
Listen, I found some good shit on there.
Listen, hello. I've sold a few things on there myself to other people, Jordans and everything. But
shout out to Facebook Marketplace. Okay.
I don't know. It might have been up for a sale. I don't know. They're probably trying to get rid of it. I do pray that, you know, in my heart, I hope he did not know or would not be attached to that.
I hope he has nothing to do with it. Yeah,
exactly. He has a lot going on, but I do feel like he has enough sense to know I probably shouldn't be driving this if I know what's really happening, right? And hopefully he's cooperating with whoever he needs to cooperate with.
I understand that. Yeah. Talk about people who are not cooperating and it comes with the law. Tory Lanez was just released maybe a week ago. He violated his PPO against Megan. We've all heard the story. If you're living on a rock, a situation happened with Megan and Tory Lanez, and also Megan's best friend. I forgot that girl name.
Best friend.
Best friend. Whoever she is.
You best friends to Meg the Stallion. You good.
Yeah, it was literally some situation. They were leaving Kylie Jenner's house, and of course Megan was mad. Something happened in the car. Wind up Megan getting shot in the foot. So that's all that we really know until this actually situation goes to trial. But before it went to trial, of course, Megan put and had a PPO set out for Tory Lanez. She didn't want to be nowhere near that motherfucker. That motherfucker crazy anyway. Let's just be clear. But she didn't want anything to do with him, want him to be away from him. PPOs are very real. Okay, people. So when he violated that, it was he went to jail, and he was able to post bail like for the next like 24, 70 or 72 hours or whatever the case, 3 days.
Right.
And people were just like, wow, how did he get out so quick? He literally post bail for himself. But now he's put out an actual, I guess, diss song against Kalani, Megan, and also Meek Mill. It's called Mucky James. I haven't listened to it. But then he also tried to clear up on Twitter that it's not about Megan, it's not about these people, and that it's just more so situations that are going on with him outside of them. But who believes that?
Which involve all of these people, but okay.
who believes that? Like, who really believes that?
Okay.
Really?
You were on the verge of being canceled.
Like for a moment, he was kind of canceled. And
he was. He was.
He literally, like, he lost a lot of deals. Megan was literally going around just like, that motherfucker ain't shit. And, we believed her because Megan was the hot girl. She still is the hot girl. And she's the hot girl.
She was shot. So if she's saying she was shot, or we saw she was shot and saying he did it, then,
what can we really do with that, right? Like, we can only believe of like, your foot bleeding and you like hopping on stage and shit like that. Dude. We can only believe that. The proof is there.
Exactly. It's like she didn't shoot herself.
It's crazy. Like, I just want Tory to really get it together. Shout out to me.
I think it's, when we see situations like this, I feel like, it's that cry for help, that like that moment of like, I was canceled. I'm trying not to be canceled. I'm trying to be relevant, but I'm also trying to make a hot song that puts me back in people's mouths.
I'm still trying to get to my coin, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like it's all in timing. I wouldn't be surprised if he violated that PPO just to go to jail, just to get in the headlines. So people are like, oh, let me search Tory Lanez, and then, oh, we got a new song. Let me hear it. I wouldn't be surprised.
Publicity, if whether it be good or bad, is good for him.
It's real. The social media world we live in, it creates that that need for attention, that need for constant, like, I gotta be back in the spotlight. You know, how am I going to do it?
I think social media is really that platform that has really elevated our modern world at this point now, because everybody looks to that. And speaking of social media, I want to get back to you a little bit. Okay. How do you keep yourself so relevant on social media? Like, what is your strategy into that? Because for me, honey, it's a lot. It's even with just posting once every month or once every week, like that's a lot for me. We got the reels going, we got TikTok going, we got Instagram, Twitter, we got it's just so much shit that's going. And I'm an old coon. Okay. Yeah.
Hello.
Let me keep it real. I am an old coon when it comes to this social media stuff, even though that I am kind of, I can still grasp it. Still, I'm still in that age, I can grasp it. I got some girlfriends who can't grasp it at all. We call them real aunties for sure. But I'm still a niece, so I can still grasp it, but it's still a lot for me. So how do you keep yourself relevant and also, you know, expressing your brands and everything like that with social media? What do you do?
I came to the realization that if I want to grow my brand, if I want to grow my business, I have to embrace social media. I have to embrace it. To your point of being old and trying to, you know, you see these people doing these TikToks and their reels and they're like, oh my God, like, how did they do that? And then I remember the first time I did my first reel on Instagram, it took me, I was very aggressive in my planning. I was like, boom, I'm gonna do 5 looks, 5 changes. You about to get transition, you about to get this, you about to get that.
You're exhausting me already just talking about it.
6 hours later. 6 hours later. 6 hours.
No.
I will not tell you a lie. I will not. 6 hours later, 5 looks, 6 hours for 28 seconds of content.
I'm depleted at that point. Like
I was so defeated at the end of that day that I waited a whole nother month before I even did another reel. I swear, because I was like,
not a whole nother month though.
I felt attacked. I felt like somebody was coming for me. I felt like the world was against me because I'm like, wait.
Here is the other thing about it. How many likes did you get from that?
Oh my God. When I tell you, it was, I could have liked the photo more times than I got likes. You know what I'm saying?
Like, so you probably checking in on it like, wait, how's it doing? What? It's not doing nothing? What the fuck is going on?
Like, hello, y'all don't see this? Y'all don't see these 6 hours for this?
I took 6 hours of my fucking time. But and not even shaving off an hour because I had to edit it too. Come on, give me some props.
This is the kicker. I think when I go back and look at it, you could not even see my legs all the way. So if you can't see my legs, that means you can't see my feet to see my shoes. So I'm like, people don't even know what this is. It looked like a Zoom call. It looked like
It's too much. Listen, I commend you for even stepping out and doing that because I'm not about to wait six hours just for 28 seconds of anything. That's just not it.
Yeah, now I'm good. Now I'm in a rhythm. To your question of, you know, how do I, you know, stay relevant with it and stay on top of it? It does come with planning. Sundays they once upon a time were Sunday fun days and we were brunching and drinking and day partying. I remember now you're not even here to do that anymore.
Be like,
exactly.
With your drinking hand, like.
Exactly. Now you live in Atlanta, so we got a plan to do it. But now my Sundays are like my content creating days. Like, okay, I know I need to post at least 1 reel a day. How many reels can I get in on this Sunday? Is the sun shining? Can I go outside? You know, how is it, you know, going to work? So I try to plan it out as much as I can now. And I've gotten to a point, you know, and I've also learned every reel doesn't need to be 5 looks. Every reel doesn't need 10 transitions and the music don't need to cut off and cut on. It doesn't have to be that now. So if time permits, I'm going to do some more than, you know, normal. But if not, I just want to get something out there in front of the people. So definitely trying to plan it more.
It's almost like a full-time job. And speaking of that, with you dedicating this actual time on your off time, just like myself, I know that you work a 9 to 5. So how is it challenging for you? Because I want to speak to other creatives and I understand where you're coming from.
Absolutely.
How is it so challenging? And tell me about the challenges that you face with you not just saying one morning, getting up and like, fuck this 9 to 5. I just want to do what the fuck I am destined here to do. And that is to be a creative, that is to be doing this, and there's something in my passion and my craft. How do you motivate yourself besides the financial aspect of it? Because we already know that there's financial security is what we need. Right. What motivates you to do the unknown, like the
you know abnormal? What it is? So I will say in my current role, in my current full-time job, I actually really love my job.
Okay.
That
helps.
That helps. But I know what it feels like in my heart and my soul to not love my job. Right? So that pushes me to know, like, hey, Ron, like, you love this job now. It's great. You enjoy the people. You enjoy your boss. You enjoy the money. It's great. But you also know, to your point, like, I'm destined to be more than just a 9 to 5 employee.
Yeah.
So going back to that feeling of like when I could not stand waking up, could not stand driving to work, I keep that, in my head because I know that there's more for me out here than just my 9 to 5. Yeah. It really, the growth that I've had, and I actually stopped looking at likes and follows and things like that. But the other day I made a post. I'm over 2,000 followers on my business page, which I've grown organically. Yeah. And just by me being me, doing what I do, in the last 90 days, I've gained 900 followers. So I'm like,
that's amazing.
And I've had my business, I've been in LLC for 5 years now. So, if I could do that in 90 days by just pushing myself and just kind of keeping myself motivated and knowing that people appreciate it, people see me, people, recognize me, that's all I can ask for, and just know that what's for me is going to be for me. The success is coming, and just keep pushing.
Yeah, that's your motivation. And I totally agree with you 100% on that. It's a struggle for me to get up every day and do something that I don't want to fucking do. Right. Especially when I came from, let's just say, pre-pandemic. I was literally doing something that I loved. I was literally styling full time. So for me to come from that to go back into something else that I don't want to fucking do, it's a big struggle.
Do you get to work from home or are you going into the office?
Oh, this is my office, honey. Welcome to her.
Hello.
Welcome to her.
Where's my coffee?
Listen, it's not coffee. It's a little, little bourbon in the morning or something like that.
I love it.
Kahlua or whatever whatever you feel like is spicy for you that morning.
And I appreciate that. Thank you.
Listen, you can be here, sitting here just in the nude. I've done that before. I've just sat here in the nude and done work. Like it's been amazing. I love that part of it.
So yeah, I was gonna say the same.
If I had to go into an office, that would fucking drain the fuck. I don't think people understand. And for creatives, let me just get real deep and real real. For me, an office space gives me anxiety, complete anxiety. If I see a cubicle or if I see even just a notion of like some type of
monitors,
that gives me fucking anxiety. Like I'm literally like, the fuck is going on here? This is not this is not life.
Right.
This is fucking not life. I don't care what position I had there or whatever was going on, but that shit is fucking real. It's fucking real. And I think other people who are not creative, they don't understand, because some people love that type of They love office space. They love to get in, mingle. I don't want to do that. Yeah. Like y'all figure that us creatives, and especially with stylists, that we just playing clothes all day. Yeah, we do. But we love that. Like that's
absolutely.
That's a thing.
I'm gonna steam my life away. Yep, let me steam these.
Exactly. I don't mind that. Let me go ahead and steam.
I got this. Go ahead.
I'll fold this up or whatever.
Listen.
Well, let me be clear. I don't want to do retail.
Well, no.
let me add the other layer to that. I don't want to do retail.
There's a difference.
There's a big difference in regards to that, the retail part of it. But it's just it takes a lot for me to wake up and just, it's very challenging for me to just say fuck this fucking 9 to 5 and let me just jump back into that. And I think the biggest step for me was me moving, because of course, like in DC, like it's not a lot in the fashion world. Like, yes, I've had my clients that were literally on Capitol Hill, but it was very like bland.
It's a very certain market
here. Yeah, it's a very certain market. It's very particular. It's very professional, very posh. Like, there's nothing that you can do outside of the, being very creative outside of that, because people are not so out and spoken and stuff like that, especially if they're going into the office and on Capitol Hill and stuff like that. But it's just a lot to walk away from. And I get it. And I commend you every day for whatever you do, for getting up for your 9 to 5 and still doing what you want to do. And then on the weekends, like you said, on Sunday, dedicating my time to doing this on IG and putting these reels together and everything else. Because, you can't miss out on your coin.
Exactly. I mean, to that point, like, obviously we connected way before I started really doing this. But when you used to come to my pop-ups at the W, that was my big event, right? I did those big events. Now with the pandemic, those, I had 2 pop-ups scheduled and they both got canceled. So I've been doing like live sales online. So I do live sales on Facebook, live sales on Instagram. You shot with me a couple times.
Oh my God. Let me pause you.
People love that.
He has some, listen, I don't know if you guys have seen some great pieces that I've been wearing. I wear this leather jacket faithfully. Okay.
That was made for you.
I was literally about to say that jacket was fucking made for me. And I tell you, all my friends, they be like, bitch, I love that fucking jacket, bitch. It has the fringes and shit. I'd be like, every year I pull her out, like,
listen,
this is a staple, honey.
Oh my God.
She is a staple.
I think, did you get that at maybe my second?
I want to say like probably your second pop-up that you had. I came out and I was like,
baby,
I have to have
that thing was good. And it's funny because I will never forget it, because I bought it thinking like, I'm gonna hate whoever buys this because it's not my size. This is not my size,
baby.
And I was like, I'm getting it. Somebody's gonna have this, and I'm so glad I know you well enough to see you in it, because it's amazing.
If the weather hits at a 60 or below,
hello,
honey, she's going on my back. I'm so serious. That motherfucking jacket is the shit. Okay. And let me just say, you please shop, because he has some great, amazing pieces. Please, he doesn't do the pop-ups in person anymore, but he does them online and on IG. Please tune in. I even bought something recently.
Yes.
Ooh, baby, that fur. She fits me like a glove. I promise you. Like, literally, she cuts off at the right. Ryan, I spent too much. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I am.
And one thing I think I appreciate is like I love the pieces so much, but when somebody purchases them and they love them as much as I do, it's like, this is why I like sell these things. Because just to back up, to talk about more like retail, yes, pop-ups are a version of retail, right? When I started this business, I did not intend to sell clothing, but with all of the styling and all of the photo shoots and fashion shows, I just acquired so many pieces that, models and producers were like, oh, I love that, but, go ahead and do whatever you're going to do with it. I'm like, well, okay, maybe I need to sell it or pass it along to somebody else. So that's really how the reselling started, because I had just a lot of shit that I needed to get out of my house and out of storage. It was like, somebody has to buy this because I just don't want to give it away, or you know what I mean? So that's really where the reselling aspect of my business started too. Because I just had so many dope pieces that's a lot. Just didn't work for people. And it's like, okay.
So I feel like with me and purchasing from you and stuff like that, coming to your show, your pop-up shows, I felt like that was me supporting you. How do you feel as though other stylists and people that are in the game like us, how do you feel, what does support look like for you in regards to that aspect?
So definitely making the purchase is like amazing, right? Because that is like, especially when you love it,
Mm-hmm.
you I feel like just even the type of person you are, if you're gonna buy something for yourself, you're gonna want it, like it, love it. You're not just gonna come and say, "Oh, I'm here to support my friend. Let me just buy these 2 things and go." Right?
Yeah, that ain't it.
At the end of the day, that's not what I want. I want the support that you get. You came, you found something you love, right? So outside of shopping with me, support is liking my photo, liking my reel, sharing my photo, sharing my reel.
Okay. A share doesn't cost you anything.
It doesn't cost anything. And once upon a time, I did like feel away, like, oh, my friends didn't like my photo or they didn't share my post or something like that. I also am working on myself. We're all a work in progress. And I stopped putting expectations on my friends too and my family, because I don't want them to feel like because I have this business, they have to shop or do XYZ. To the same point I was making with you, I want them to want to do it or want to purchase or see something that they feel like they want to share.
Yeah.
So I stopped putting those expectations on that.
Yeah.
But if you want to share, I appreciate it. Tag me in something. Send it to one of your girlfriends or guy friends. Like, oh, Ron was selling this last night. I know you like kimonos. Check him out. Like any word
You're
of
the
mouth.
king of kimonos, baby. You are the
Thank
king
you.
of
Thank
kimonos.
you. I don't know when I started loving those things, but yeah.
That's your judge, baby.
It's my
That is your
thing.
judge.
It's
That's
my
your
thing.
lane. And
Yeah.
you look very well in them.
Thank you. Thank you.
I want to go ahead and venture off into that because I want to talk about a couple other hot topics. So we're talking about fashion and stuff like this. I want to talk about some of our fashion girls here in the media. Teyana Taylor is actually on the cover of Ebony, and then we got Rihana on the cover of Vogue this month. How do you feel about with Rihana and her being pregnant and her displaying and emphasizing her pregnancy and just wearing the clothes that a lot of pregnant women would not.
She been wearing clothes?
Okay, literally, it's like a cover up. She's like in a beach wear or something. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
It's
but
like, wait,
she's not the traditional quote unquote mother that would be covering up her body. Like, how do you feel about her and her fashion sense in regards? Because that's a fashion mother.
Yes. She, one thing I appreciate about it is she's not letting the pregnancy take away from her fashion, her style, her aesthetic. Everything that she's doing now as a pregnant woman, she was doing as a not pregnant woman, right? I think where it gets to be like, I don't want to say too much, because who am I to say what's too much? You know what I mean? But I think about like somebody like Eve, who, she did one pregnancy announcement and then you never seen her really after that until the baby was born or before the baby was born. So I think about it like that. I'm like, or Beyonce, like, we still don't know really how many kids she got. Like we don't.
It's
really
a mystery.
know.
Mother is always gonna have a mystery for us.
It's always a mystery, and I get it. Different personalities, different things. And Rihana, she's beautiful, great energy, great spirit. I don't know. I don't know if she's really enjoying her pregnancy to herself and to her family as I've seen other celebrities do. And not to say that's good or bad, but clearly I'm not a pregnant woman, can't ever be a pregnant woman. So I don't know what that feels like, but I do know the sacredness of it and the appreciation of it. I just don't know if she's getting that for herself.
I think that she is getting it. I think she's expressing her creative side with it. And I think she's more so saying like, I want to push the envelope of this is not the norm. Like I said before, this is not the normal mother that will wear certain things and display like my pregnant belly and everything like that. I think she's more so like, bitch, I've been a fashion girl. I'm gonna continue to be a fashion girl, whether this shit is plus size, not, or whatever. I'm gonna go ahead. They're gonna make it for me because it's off the runway, and I got the coin. So they're gonna go ahead and give it to me because it's off the runway, and I'm gonna wear that. So I commend her.
She looks great.
Oh, she looks amazing. Let's not even doubt that at all. She looks fucking amazing, and she's doing what she needs to do. Even on that cover of Vogue, she is flawless. Like, it looks beautiful. If pregnancy ever looked beautiful before, it does look like that for her. Speaking of a pregnancy, Britney Spears is pregnant. Her and her husband are expecting their first. His name is Sam Agasara or something like that. I can't remember. I can't pronounce his last name. But we've all saw Britney in the media for the past couple of months, especially going through her conservatorship and everything like that, and winning that from her father. How she's been kind of like, thought that Britney was kind of loopy.
She was losing it, yeah.
But now she's about to bring another newborn into the world. Like, how do you feel about all of this going on with Britney?
You know, I think it's going to be good for her. Okay. I think that, you know.
Now, not to say that she doesn't have kids already. She already has a child. I think it's her son or something.
Right. I know he's older though, right?
He's a little bit older. Like maybe in his like preteens, teens. Era. But yeah.
Which I feel like when she had him, that was more out of rebellion. Now I feel like this baby is coming more out of like joy and happiness that I hope. Because I feel like she's been through a lot, you know, we publicly, you know, she's been through a lot. And I feel like, and I hope for her that she's happy and content. And I feel like, you know, she could have been pregnant so many times before this. You know what I mean?
She definitely could have.
She could have been so many times.
She was stuck in the house doing nothing else but fucking. So you could have had a baby.
Hello. She could have been pregnant. And the fact that she wasn't, I feel like maybe this was more of a conversation, more of a like, I'm ready now. You know, she has a little bit of freedom with her music and her career. So she's like, oh, I'm ready to like kind of live my life. So I'm happy for her.
I'm definitely happy for her as well. Like, congratulations to you, Britney and Sam.
And she's been married to him for a while, right?
She has been married to him for a couple of years.
Yeah.
So basically, he's seen all of this turmoil that she's been going through with her dad and everything, and conservatorship and everything else. But shout outs to them. They living in California, loving their life and just living it up. Speaking of our California girls, Erika Jayne from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and Garcelle are in a quote unquote feud this coming season that's coming out. When I tell you,
always messing with my girl Garcelle, man. They always finding something for her.
I don't know about you, but Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, those are my girls. Like, I love the Atlanta girls. I love, you know, the Potomac girls and stuff like that. But Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, those are the girls that be giving the looks. They got the money, they got
the houses.
Like, it's just so much going on here. So last season, it was more so focused on Erika Jayne, her situation with her husband and her being sued, and he won the case, so she wasn't associated with all of that. But now Erika Jayne and Garcelle are quote unquote in a feud this coming season, and it was posted, I guess Erika Jayne threw Garcelle's memoir in the trash and took a picture of it. Like, what do you feel about this situation with Garcelle and Erika? Because I felt like they were kind of close at one point, and then it kind of turned last season when she asked her in front of everybody about, you know, how often does she talk to her ex-husband. But it was just a whole big thing. Like, what do you feel like this season's going to give for real?
So, confession, I actually just started watching Beverly Hills when Garcelle joined the cast.
Okay. I'm not mad at you. I did too. Let me be honest. I did too. Okay. But I actually went back and looked at some of the couple seasons beforehand just to get, so I can get a little, you know, judge of whatever the girls are given.
A little backstory.
Yes.
So I appreciate that too, because I, you know, to your point, I would hear rumors or, you know, read the blogs, find something, somebody send you something on Twitter. It's like, oh, okay. You know, Housewives, you gotta love them, but the girls are always chasing a storyline. You know what I'm saying? So Erika Jayne, she's free. She a free woman. She ain't tied to nothing. Okay, now what?
That part. What we gonna do?
You gotta, you know. So it made sense because it was a natural progression to pick fights with Garcelle because they did have some tension last season. But I'm here for it. I love it. I love Housewives. I love a a dramatic moment. I love a Beverly Hills moment because, like you said, they're gonna have the best parties. Mm-hmm. They're gonna argue about the dumbest stuff that we're like, oh, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying. So it pulls you in,
and they got the great fashions too. Let's not sleep on my girl Dorit. She comes through with a good look. She's one of those girls that's all designer type of girl too.
Very, very.
Well, let me say she's not a true fashion girl. She's a designer girl. She's a designer girl. Yeah. She's a designer girl, not a fashion girl. But she still gives me what I need, and I look to that, and I appreciate her for that.
Because she's gonna give you a head to toe moment. She's gonna give you
definitely going to give
the hair to match the look. The shoe is going to be the exact whatever it needs to be. Like, she's gonna give you that.
Oh yeah, that's what she gives. That's always what she's gonna give. Because what I see myself is like with fashion and style is like it's an art, and it's something that it's a creative walking piece. So it basically speaks for yourself before you even come into a room, because you're literally like, this is me, and now I'm going to speak to you type of thing. And I think Dorit gives that, and she's like, hey, you're gonna see all these designers and know that I got money. You'll see this Cartier bracelet. You're gonna see like, you're gonna give. I'm gonna give you all of this drama and everything else.
Let me ask you this. So we appreciate Dorit. We appreciate her fashions, right? So now that you've left the cherry blossom champagne moment of Potomac and now in Atlanta, I would say, who is your fashion girl on Potomac? If that even goes in the same sentence.
Listen, that doesn't even go in the same sentence.
Okay.
Not to even read those girls, but I don't think that they're fashion girls at all. Honestly, I feel like they're just on. When I tell you, when I was there, I was like, literally, can I please just get one of them? Because I want to turn them the fuck out. And they will be the bitches that they will be talking about. Okay. Because we're literally, the creators are here. We're the ones that are behind the scene that's getting these girls looking the fuck the way they look. Okay.
Hello.
Let's be real.
Hello.
Let's be real. We the one that's putting them on the scene as y'all see them. So shout out to all my other creatives. Like, we know what it is going through the trenches and everything else. So it's just a lot. I did want to ask you as we wrap up here, what is some of the best advice that was given to you from a fashion, person that you looked up to? Like, what is something that what type of advice did they provide you?
You always dress or put on what makes you happy first. At the end of the day, especially we talk about this social media world and we talk about doing it for the gram and doing it for TikTok and all of that stuff. If you're not happy in the garment, if you're not happy with the way it fits you, the color, whatever, like, you're not going to give what needs to be gave at the end of the day. You're not going to portray. So that's what because going back to, I used to wear a suit every day, and I love a good suit, but I don't like a corporate America suit. That wasn't my thing. So now currently I had to find a position where I could be me all the time, not just on Instagram. I needed to be me when I walk out the door every time, whether I'm going to work, an event, or whatever. So at the end of the day, I don't care how much it costs, how many stones are on it, how much tulle, how much fringe. Like, if you're not happy in that piece, it's not going to work.
You have to be comfortable. And that's when I went back to one of our rapid fire questions about being cocky or confident. Like, you have to have that confidence in order for you to rock whatever it is. Because you can rock a garbage bag, but as long as you're confident in it, but you can sell that motherfucker.
You can sell it. Sell it. Like, it's crazy. I just think about random, I did a tutorial on my Instagram the other day. I used a curtain and made it a dress. Yeah.
Child.
Yeah. It was. And
you ripped these bitches out like.
Listen, damn near. I was like, wait. It was lavender. It had ruffles. I'm like, something could happen. I threw a belt on that and a fringe leather jacket, and called it a day.
Jackets.
I always got. They are a staple. You know what I mean? It's a staple.
They are a staple that will never go out of trend. And just as we wrapping up, what is one fashion trend that you can do away with completely?
Honestly, these square toe shoes.
Oh my God.
The square front women.
I totally agree with you with that.
Or even to be more specific, the Bottega ones with the net.
Yeah, I saw those. You know, they're in Aldo and everything else too.
Yeah.
They made the replicas of them. You know, Aldo and Steve Madden, they do those replicas of the designer girls. But those are, I never liked square toe shoes, even back in the day. Like when 90s, when it was really type of a thing, that was never a thing.
Yeah. It's just, I just like,
They can keep that for
sure.
They
can keep that.
Oh my gosh. Well, Ron, this has been amazing time with one another. I love, you know, going back and forth with the creative. And I know Ashton would have loved this situation with us. We have to come back. You have to come back again, and we'll do a tag team moment on you. Hope you're ready for that. Hope your husband's ready for that.
I normally charge for that, but we can work something out.
DJ, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. He's in good hands, honey. He's in good hands. But I love
he might jump. He might be like, "All right, I'm coming too." Like, you never know.
Hey, what's that? What's that? We get it in. We get
Listen, you in Atlanta now, so it ain't even gonna work.
Listen, but that's my. You can travel. Y'all can travel. Don't make it seem like y'all can't travel to me. It's fine. And I'll come back to the DMV whenever, you know, it's a necessary moment.
Yeah.
But I love you for stepping in. Thank you so much. I'm glad that people were able to experience you. And please go shop with him. Please tell them where they can shop with you at.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So before I even give you the handle, like the website is coming. It's already out, but it's like going to be super duper updated, like to the max. So stay on the lookout for that. Instagram, it is my handle is shop SHOP Velve VELVEDORE. And you can find me on Facebook. That's gonna be my website, obviously.com. So yeah, check me out. I have men's, women's, plus size. You know, if you have a baby shower, you got babies, I can style the babies too, whatever you need.
Come on, little newborns.
Listen, I get them ready.
Cute little onesie bedazzled and everything.
Look, I'll cut the curtain in half and just wrap them in the curtain. It's fine.
You're gonna have to cut that in fourth for that baby now. Come on, that baby ain't that big.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Well, again, thank you so much for stepping in, Ron. Ashton, we'll see you very soon. I want to thank you all for tuning into the Perfectly Abnormal podcast, where we celebrate everything abnormal. We love you. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe with all of your friends. And we will see you guys next week.
Awesome.